So you want to find a new job, but you don't want your current employer to know that you're looking. All right, no worries. We got you covered. Now, this can be tricky, job seekers. And let me tell you, not all employers are nice about you wanting to find a new job. In the US, can an employer let you go if they find out that you're looking for a new job? The unfortunate answer most times is yeah, they can. They can choose to do it. Now remember, in the US, most employment is on an at-will basis, which means you can leave them for any reason, just saying I want to go off and do something, I want to stay home, whatever, but they can also let you go without even really giving you a good reason. So, can they let you go if they find out you're looking for a new job? Yeah, they can. I would hope that they don't. I would hope if you're a great employee, they switch the conversation to trying to retain you and see, why are you unhappy and looking at something else? Or is there something else that we can do to keep you? But unfortunately, that doesn't always happen. And especially if you're with an employer or in a job that, man, something's just not going right. The culture's wrong. The people are wrong. You're just in a job that you don't love. There's a million reasons of why you want to look for a new job. So, how do you do this job search process without necessarily tipping off your employer? Now, is there any total method that's 100% foolproof? I'm going to say no, there's not anything 100% foolproof, but you can definitely decrease the chances of your employer finding out. And let's cover those right now. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to tell you is if you are looking for a job, do not, and you don't want your employer to know, do not load your resume in systems like Monster, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Career Builder, RigZone, Dice. Don't put your resume in their resume banks. It's okay to apply for specific roles, but don't put your resume in the resume banks. Now, why do I say that? Because most of them that can go in there and have access to those resume bank systems, if they're looking for people with skills like you to join the company, there's a good chance they're going to pull up your resume. And if they do, it's going to tell them when you uploaded your resume into the system. So if you don't want them to know, you may not want to be actively putting your resume in those different resume banks. It's too easy for them to find you. Now, when you apply for a specific role, it doesn't necessarily put your resume in the resume bank. If you're concerned about it, excuse me, because your company uses Indeed all the time, and you're really concerned about putting your resume, even just applying for a job against Indeed, then go to the company's website that's posted the job, and then you can send your resume in that way as opposed to the other way. If you do it just in the bank, there's a better than not chance that they could come across it, and you don't want to do that. So remember, when you're applying to individual positions, it's going directly to a company. Now, there is in some of these systems, it'll have an option at the end saying, do you want to share your resume in the resume bank? And just say no, so it doesn't come up in that. Okay, other ways to try and help limit the chances that your company knows. Please do not use your work email on your resume or on anything else that you're putting into an applicant tracking or other system. If you do, there's a chance that company is going to send messages back to that email. Even if you have a different email on your resume, if the one you load into the applicant tracking system is your work email, there's a good chance that system is going to shoot emails back to that work email. Don't use it. Don't use it. You should have a personal email set up. I wish I could tell you this didn't happen all the time, but it does. There's so many times we see people have used their work email. It's cheap. It's free to go get an email set up. If you need to set one up just for your, resume and your job search, go do it. Better that than you tip off your employer by having it. Okay, let's talk about another great way to make yourself known as being more open but not actually showing the world that you're open for a new job. And that is utilizing LinkedIn. And I'm going to show you how this works on LinkedIn. If you probably are familiar with the open to work setting. We've got several videos on the open to work setting that are more focused on turning on the green banner, which is great and has been shown to get you a job. But you really only want to use that if you're not currently working, right? If you're currently working, your current employer is not going to look very favorably, chances are, if you turn that on. So let's talk about the other setting. Let me share my LinkedIn page so you can see it. So here is my main page. Now, when you come down underneath your name and under all this information, it has this section, which is the open to, where if you click on it, you can add, I'm open to finding a new job. Now, when you pull up that finding a new job, it's going to have you add in the job preferences, right? But then it's going to give you a chance of choose who sees you're open. Now, there's two options that are available for you. Again, we have covered the all LinkedIn members on lots of our other videos. I want to focus in today on the one that says recruiters only. And you'll notice this one does not turn on the green badge. This one only turns on these things in the search. All of this different information and data that you enter starts coming up in the search, but it does not come up as the green badge. And you'll also notice right here, this has a little bit of a disclaimer on it, which says this is open to recruiters only. A little misleading. We'll talk about that. And it's specifically people using LinkedIn Recruiter. And this is for where they take steps to try to ensure that they do not show recruiters at your current company that they can't guarantee complete privacy. Okay, so how does it work actually with that if you do that setting? So when I pull you up, or when I pull up searches in LinkedIn Recruiter, if your company matches my company and you have it turned on using that radio button, you do not come up in my search. Now, is it foolproof? It's not. And here's where it's not. If you're with a very, very large company and that company has more than one company listed in LinkedIn and those pages are not linked, then sometimes it will still show to somebody in one of those other companies. It's trying to exclude, but it's only excluding based on the same exact company. The other time where it may not 100% exclude you is if you're working like on a contract role with a company and you're tied to the contract company and not the other one, then it can't exclude you from both. So it's not foolproof, but it is a good way to show and hide it from most of it. And it definitely doesn't bring it up to the top of everybody's knowledge by having that data up there. Okay, now let's say your company, is incredibly touchy about this and you are worried you do not want to have any way, shape, or form have that open to work on. You can use the apply feature, but you still want to be found by as many recruiters and other companies as you possibly can. Well, we reach out to people that are employed all the time, right? I mean, that's our bread and butter. We're reaching out to people that already are actively employed, trying to recruit them away from their current company into the jobs that we're trying to fill. So the key here is you have to be able to be found in the LinkedIn search. Now, remember, there's 900 million plus profiles in LinkedIn. It's going to be not too long, and there's going to be a billion. So the only way anybody finds people is by doing searches. So the more data you have on your LinkedIn profile, the better the chance that I'm going to find you. If you do not have a lot of data filled out in your profile, you're going to fall out of searches. So if you want to get contacted more without even turning on that open to work, put more data. Fill out every section you can on LinkedIn. If you're not sure what to put in each section, we have tons of videos on that. Like we have one showing you how to structure your about section, how to, add in additional industries you're interested in. We have a video on every single section of LinkedIn. Take the time and put as much data as you possibly can. Okay, let's talk about our last way that you can make yourself more open to getting contacted to help you find that next job without letting your current employer know. That is to become more active in networking events, become more, whether they're online, whether they're in person. The more that you can interface with people who are in jobs that you want to go into, the better your chances of one of them saying, "Hey, have you ever thought about looking at our company? We'd be very interested. Can I have somebody reach out to you?" That's what networking is all about, right? You have to be active in your field, active in your industry in order to make those network connections and have a better chance of having somebody contact you and hopefully offer you a great role that you would love. Do you have other strategies that you'd like to share with job seekers about how they can help their job search without undermining their ability to stay employed with their current employer? Put it in the comments down below. And don't forget, subscribe if you haven't, follow us on all of our social media, connect with us on LinkedIn. And as always, job seekers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.